Hey sis, I'm Lakeisha, your sister coach, and also the co-founder of A Sister's Truth. So today's sister conversation, we're going to talk about letting go of negative self-core beliefs. If you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter at A Sister's Truth, you already know that I have been asked to be a part of a panelist for an event that's coming up here in Houston, Texas in August. So definitely stay tuned for the details in regards to the event. And as a part of being a panelist, we were all given a photo shoot for marketing the event. And Diana Simonette, who's the photographer of the shoot, specializes in transformational photography. And she took some amazing shots, you guys. It was so amazing. I walked into her art gallery thinking that I was just going in just to take some, beautiful photos for a beautiful event that's coming up. And it was so much more. It was an amazing experience. So not only did I get an awesome photo shoot, but I also got a healing session as well, because Diana asked me to think about 5 to 6 things that I either wanted to change about myself or that I needed to release. And honestly, when she asked me to think about these particular things, I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't have anything that I want to release, because I am a very self-confident person and I'm very goal driven. So I'm always going after my goals, and so I was just really kind of confused in the beginning on what I can think about. But after some meditating and really just using the moment to get really honest with myself, I was able to come up with 3 core beliefs that I was still holding on to. And the first belief was that I'm being everyone's savior. The second belief was guilt, and the third belief surrounds weight. So these 3 negative core beliefs that I still had, like, I really had to dig deep and pull them out. And this was the first time that I was able to talk to somebody about these different core beliefs that I had, because during the session, like I said, we meditated, we talked about it, and I actually opened up to her about these 3 different negative core beliefs that I still had. So just to give you a brief description of my negative core beliefs, being everyone's savior that's really self-explanatory. If you know my story, because I do share it a lot, I'm the first in my family to graduate high school, to go off to college, to obtain a master's degree, and attend law school. So that is a huge responsibility, right? Because growing up in the projects of Chicago Heights, Illinois, where both your mom and your dad did not get a high school education, you're the oldest of 13 siblings, it was pretty much my job to be an example for my sisters and brothers. Now, I don't regret having that role at all. I love being a big sister, and I'm happy that I was put in a position where I could be an example for everyone else. But being everyone's savior, calls for me not to have the rock solid support that one would need from their family. Because, throughout my life, like I said, I've overcame so many different obstacles. I've achieved so much in my life that if I were to go to like a sister or brother, as a matter of fact, I have gone to family members, not all, just a couple. I have gone to family members asking for help, and they respond by, well, if you don't know, I surely don't know, because if anybody can figure it out, it's you. So this will leave me having to come up with an answer and figure things out, whatever situation was at that time. Which, again, I'm not complaining about that, because those experiences helped to give me strength. But at the same time, I felt alone, right? I felt alone, and I felt a need to be perfect, all the time, because I really didn't have family with certain family members that I can go to for the support that I needed. As far as guilt, I still had a lot of inner guilt as it pertains to my sisters and brothers, because when I was around 17, 18 years old, is when my stepfather was finally prosecuted for sexually abusing me, and that whole experience caused me to get separated from my sisters and brothers. And this happened during my last year of high school, and because of all the drama that surrounded that situation, my mom ended up moving to Minnesota. I was left behind in Chicago in order to finish my last year of high school, and then from there I went off to college. So pretty much when I separated from my mom and my siblings went to Minnesota, I didn't see my brothers and sisters as often, and I wasn't in their lives as I thought I should be. And I held a lot of guilt with that for a long time, because leaving my siblings was a necessary evil, because I needed to leave to discover who I am, to discover my truth, to define my truth, and then live in my truth so I can be successful, and then be an awesome example to my sisters and brothers on what success looks like. The third thing, which is weight, I still had some negative core beliefs in regards to weight, because I'm an emotional eater, right? So if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm overwhelmed, stressed out, I eat, which is a common disorder among all of us. And for me, it goes a little deeper than that. So eating, and because with my eating, because I love to work out, I love to eat healthy, and I love to work out. But if I'm emotionally eating, it doesn't matter how much I work out or the number of healthy foods that I eat, if the junk foods outweighs the healthy foods, or the junk food outweighs the time in the gym, right? You cannot outwork a bad eating habits. So as a result, it leads to a fluctuation in my weight. But when I really got to the core of it, it seems that I was probably more so doing this as a way to be accepted, with my family and my friends. Because sometimes I feel like, because of everything that I've gone through and how much success I have achieved since going through those things, I feel like people expect for me to be perfect and to always have the answers and to always know how to handle a situation. I feel like people put me on this pedestal. So as a way to show them that, hey, I'm just like you, I'm not perfect, I'm not this superhuman that you have built me up to be in your mind, it's a fluctuation in weight. So these are words that I have never spoken to anyone else, and I really took the opportunity to open up to her. And so what we did was, I wrote down my 3 negative core beliefs that I needed to get rid of. I wrote these down on a sheet of paper, and we burned them. And right before I burned them, I really meditated and really just got in tune with all the negative feelings that related to that particular core belief, and transferred it to that sheet of paper. So when I burned the paper, I was burning all that negative energy that came with it. And it's just so amazing, because the flames were so bright and huge that even the photographer said that from previous experiences, like the flames have never been that bright and that huge before. So that just really let me know that I really was getting out that negative energy as it relates to those particular negative core beliefs. And I want to just come on here and just talk to you about that experience, because this is definitely something that you can do as well. If you really want to just write, you could do that particular exercise, or you can just write a letter talking about all the negative beliefs that you have about yourself. You can write a letter to someone who has hurt you in the past and you really just want to get it out. You know, you could just write a letter and then burn that letter in order to release all that negative energy, tension, and frustration as it pertains to that negative core belief. So the photo shoot was amazing and it was healing. And then after, let me not forget to mention that after we burned those sheets of paper that had all my core negative beliefs on it, I tossed the ashes. And she captured shots of me tossing the ashes. So I literally completely got rid of the negative energy and core beliefs by tossing the ashes. It was such a healing and emotional and freeing experience. It was amazing. And if you're not able to do transformational photography like I was able to participate in, that's okay. That's okay. You can still hone in on your deep inner core beliefs and release that negative tension. And you can do that by signing up for a sister coaching session with me, your sister coach, and we can work on it together. You don't have to go about this process by yourself. That's why I am here. I truly believe that everything happens for a reason, and there was a reason why I was able to meet these particular women. There's a reason why I was asked to be a panelist for this particular event at this particular time in my life. And I truly believe that now that those real deep down in the core that was like intertwined in my muscles, because it was so far in my being, you know, have now been released and removed from me, that my business is going to transform. I know it's going to transform because I'm going to use that experience to help transform your life, because when you succeed, I succeed. So my mission is to help you embrace your true self so you can live within purpose and live within your truth. Will you join me?